Hello everyone and welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host Ross13 and today we are looking at the HG Build Fighters Cherubim Gundam Saga Type.GBF. This is basically a 00 kit repainted and reworked for Gundam Build Fighters, and I'm really excited to show it off to you guys. But first, let's take a look at the box. So we got really cool illustration of the Cherubim Gundam Saga Type.GBF. It's doing blasters and it's got guns everywhere. So many guns. We got the Build Fighters Batlog logo up there. And this is the Meijin Kawaguchi's mobile suit. I can't remember exactly what happened in this thing, but Build Fighters was pretty cool and Batlog was a lot of fun. So I'd recommend checking it out one way or the other. Anyway, on this side, we have some nice painted photographs of what the kit does. And we do have some English text on here, so if you want to pause and look at things. But this is basically just showing all the different things and accessories that it has. And then this right here is an advertisement for the, what is it, the 24th century weapons, which I actually do have that set. I used the sword for the custom Leo that I've been working on. That's been taking way too long. Anyway, on this side, we have the same illustration as before. Same little yellow sash thing that shows off all the stuff that's going on. This is advertising Batlog and the, what is it called? The Gem Strikes Back or whatever. Then over here we have a nice photograph of the kit right up over there. Stuff about the Batlog and I think the movie that it might have been in. And then no yen price here and still uncentered, making me sad. Over here, same stuff as before, and we have the new bluefin sticker. So this is a more recent reprinting of the kit. All right, enough of the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual figure now. All right, got him on my fancy turntable so we can take a look at him without me having to manhandle him, at least right now. And first impressions looking at this guy, he is short on colors, but definitely not short on weaponry. He's got guns just literally everywhere. And if he doesn't have a gun someplace, he's got a missile there most likely. But you know what? That's kind of this thing's stick. It works for it. And I kind of dig it. And really, the lack of colors isn't too bad. It's a little monotonous, but we do have different shades of gray, so it's not like it's all one color per se. It's just a little bit of a smaller color palette or maybe a color gamut or something like that. But I don't mind it so much on this one. And we do have some spots that make things stand out. We got this purple here, as well as all the bright green that really, really pops on this. And maybe wouldn't pop quite as much if it was on a more colorful suit. So right now I have it set up with one of its bigger guns on its shoulder, these smaller ones down here on its knees, identical one to this in his hand, and then you also have pistols in these little side holsters, which this is really cool. I dig the little engineering touches here of having a little thing that slides out. It's very cool. And then on the back here you have these little hatchet looking things, which can also be guns. Also, putting them on the back like this gives you the sort of very Gundam design of beam saber handle blades on the top. You also have a little gun camera thing or something here in the chest. And then just lots of little like missile pods and other thrusters and stuff like that. It's a very cool design. And the Cherubim Saga was originally seen in Gundam 00, but I don't think it originally had an HG kit until the Type.GBF. I'm not 100% certain on that. When I was looking at the Gundam Wiki, I didn't see anything for a non-GBF kit. And when I looked around on Dalong, I didn't see anything for a non-GBF kit either. So this kind of gives people access to this version of it, which This is a cool design. I dig it, and I'm glad that, you know, Bandai made it so that people could get a hold of this, even if the colors aren't 100% accurate to what you saw in Gundam 00. Let's go ahead and take a look at articulation. Let's see, trying to get this so you can see the foil stickers on the eyes, as well as, I believe there's a foil sticker or something behind this camera. Either way, it does luminesce quite nicely. Just, unfortunately, with the way this part sticks out, it does kind of cast a shadow over the eyes, which can make them look a little dead. You got some nice detail here, and having a yellow little set of antennas on the side instead of the traditional yellow V-fin is a neat touch. I like that. The head is attached with a basically standard double ball joint, which allows for pretty good movement. Though the armor will restrict things a little bit, and if you twist too much, you will pop the V-fin off. And that does illustrate an issue that this kit does have, where parts on the head, unless you glue them in, are very prone to popping off if you manhandle it too much. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more careful. In between this shot and the last one, I popped off the yellow bits there too. These little bits try to come off as well, so let's try to be careful from here on out. Anyway, you got your standard butterfly joint and ball socket joint right there, allowing for pretty decent movement. You have the standard sort of Gundam 00 single jointed elbow hinge there, but you do have a cool, if you can actually see it, little sticker and a lens there. And then you have a neat extra jointing here for the wrist that can give you some slightly better posing. The wrist itself is ball socket joint, so you can pop it off and replace it with other hands. This part here can move around a little bit. Same with the other side, it's the same sort of jointing. You have a bit of waist jointing here, and then you can kick up pretty decently, though this gun will mess with things, so if you take it off you'll have a little bit less restriction. And you have double jointed, which looks a little bit funny, but you do have the cool lens thing again. And rear skirt does not move except for this part. Front skirt obviously moves like I showed. You can split that if you want. These parts can move. The feet are really interesting on this because it's your standard sort of Gundam leg, and then they make these very kind of almost high heel, tippy toe style feet. And so you actually end up with extra jointing because of how they design it. And I don't know if I care for it or not. It certainly does add some extra height. And then this part here moves. I'm not sure why, but it does. So pretty much your standard Gundam 00 posability fare. That gun just popped right out of his hand. That's okay. So you can get some pretty decent poses with this, and he'll stay pretty stable. Nothing feels super loose or fragile on him except for like these little extraneous bits on the head and then these parts up here. So that's pretty darn cool. Now, stay. I just got finished telling the world how stable you are, and now you're going to fall over on me? So accessory-wise, we already saw he comes with a whole bunch of guns, but he actually comes with a lot more. So first, we'll take a quick look at what he does have. So this is just some sort of GN rifle of some sort. Looks like, I don't know, is this like an AK-47 or something? I'm not up on my guns. I like the green bits of translucent plastic. I think those look pretty cool. And you have a little handle that can pop up if you so wish. And that's the same gun here. You do have a neat looking shield here. Now on the knees we have a smaller rifle that still looks pretty darn cool. And then in the holster, we have an even smaller weapon, just a little pistol to go pew pew bang bang with. And I believe I already showed this off, but you do also have this little thing, which I believe can act as a hatchet or a pistol itself. But there's so much more. As you see, this guy has all the parts to make the original Cherubim, even though you don't use any of it. So we're just gonna dump this out and we'll take a look at it. So this part right here is a stand for these things, the shield bits, I think they were. And this right here was the original part of the back skirt that would connect back here and store most of these bits. And you have a bunch of these because it came with a bunch. You could have them connect onto the shoulder. There was another version of the Cherubim that had a neat like extra piece that you could attach all the bits onto and have that go on here. And I don't believe this comes with that. You have the Cherubim's original chest, the original vents for that, its original V-fin, other parts. I think these were the original side skirts. And then you also have all the parts to make this really cool looking sniper weapon that can even come apart and fold, quote unquote, like this. Why they don't have this on here, because it's pretty darn cool looking, I don't know. You can even attach it onto the shoulder if you wanted to. And I think there's several people who have this kit and that's how they have it displayed. Let's see, will this thing let me? There we go. And then we're just gonna, come on. Don't make me look bad on YouTube. I do that enough for myself. There we go. So you can have giant gun of giantness +2 on the shoulder there and have the V-fin come off. All right, let's get this guy cleaned up and we'll come back for final thoughts. Here, got them all rigged up in the way that I'll probably display them, with the big sniper rifle and an expressive hand going on there. Anyway, overall, this is a really good kit. It's a Gundam 00 base kit, so it's right on the edge of when Bandai HG kits really started getting good and becoming the modern HG kits that we know today. But there are flaws with it, like the V-fin stuff, way too fragile. These things will pop off at the drop of a hat. And to be honest, the guns on the knees are a little on the silly side for me, but I'll probably leave them because that is supposed to be the nature of this kit. But yeah, I think I could give this a recommendation if you can find it and you don't mind having a whole mess of extra plastic that you don't use for it. Though, I'm going to tell you, I want to use this for something as some sort of custom, because I think it'd be cool to have another one that has all these shield bits used or something. So, yeah. Anyway, that has been a review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official shelf space t-shirts and more. And yeah, thank you again. I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space.